Most men get this wrong. They think interest is obvious, but it's not. It's subtle, quiet, easy to misread. And that's exactly why so many ignore the signs. 10 signs she's not interested in you, and why you should walk away isn't just a title. It's a reality most men avoid facing. Because sometimes what feels like potential is actually rejection in disguise. And the more you ignore it, the more it costs you time, energy, self-respect. The truth? 10 signs she's not interested in you and why you should walk away could save you from chasing something that was never real. If you're a man who wants clarity, control, and real understanding about women and attraction, subscribe now. This channel exists to give you the truth most won't tell you, and we're on the road to 1,000 subscribers. Be part of it. Topic 1, she responds, but never invests. He notices it. But it takes time to accept. At first, everything seems normal. She replies fast, sometimes even throws in an emoji. Haha, hey, that's funny. And for a lot of men, that already feels like interest. But over time, something starts to feel off, because the conversation only exists if he keeps it going. If he doesn't text, silence takes over. And it's not that peaceful kind of silence, you know. It's the kind that feels heavy, the kind that makes you wonder, does she actually want to be here, or is she just being polite? A more aware man starts to notice a pattern. He texts, "How was your day?" She replies. He brings up another topic. She replies again. But never, not once, is she the one starting the conversation. Never is she the one showing real curiosity. It's like playing tennis with someone who only hits the ball back when you serve, but never tries to win the point. Here's a simple test. He can stop initiating for 2 days. If nothing comes from her, well, there's your answer. And the tricky part is that this behavior creates a comfortable illusion, because technically she's not ignoring him, so he thinks she replies. So there must be some interest, but real interest doesn't survive on replies alone. It shows up through effort, energy, presence. And when that's missing, he starts investing more and more, trying to fill a gap she never tried to fill herself. And this is where a lot of men get lost, not realizing that this small detail is just the beginning of something bigger. Topic 2, she's always busy, but never for you. At first, he gets it. Everyone has a life, responsibilities, things going on. It makes sense that she's busy. But over time, that excuse starts to feel overused. Every time he tries to make plans, the answer sounds the same. I've been so busy lately. This week is crazy. It's maybe another time. And the funny thing is that another time never actually happens. It just floats there, like a promise that never becomes real. A more observant man starts noticing the details he used to overlook. She's busy, but posting stories, going out with friends, no time. Still active, still engaging, still showing up for other things. And this isn't about jealousy or control, it's about consistency. When someone genuinely wants to see you, they find a window. Even if it's just a quick coffee, a 10-minute call, something in the middle of a chaotic day. Real interest doesn't wait for perfect timing. It creates imperfect opportunities. And here comes the hard truth. It's not about lack of time. It's about lack of priority. So when a woman is interested, she doesn't fit you into her schedule, she rearranges it. But when she's not, you become that convenient maybe. That plan that only happens if nothing better shows up. And a lot of men stay stuck in this dynamic. It's not realizing. They're competing for a spot that was never really theirs to begin with, and that starts to hit deeper than just time. Topic 3 conversations feel forced, not natural. At some point, he starts to feel it. The conversation just doesn't flow the way it should. It's not obvious at first, but it's there in the long pauses, the short replies, the constant effort to keep things alive. He switches topics, tries to keep it light, even funny sometimes. But everything feels like it takes too much work. And when a connection is real, it shouldn't feel like a full-time job, right? A more self-aware man sees the difference between a conversation that flows and one that has to be carried. It's like dancing with someone who won't match your rhythm. You try to lead, but it always feels off. Simple example. He shares something interesting, a story, an opinion, and gets a nicer lull back. No depth, no follow-up, no real exchange. Slowly he starts saying less. Not by choice, but out of emotional exhaustion. What's interesting is that many men see this as a challenge. You think maybe I just need to try harder, be more interesting, say something better. But the truth is quieter. When there's real interest, even the simplest topic becomes engaging. And when there's not, even the best topic won't save it. But at this point, he still doesn't fully see what's happening. So there are clearer signs ahead, just harder to face. Topic 4. She avoids being alone with you. At first, this can go unnoticed. She agrees to hang out, but almost always in groups. A birthday, a happy hour, a get-together. Never just the two of them. And at first, he might even see it as a good thing. At least she wants to see me. But over time, a quiet question starts to grow. Why, out of all opportunities, does she never create a moment where it's just the two of them? A more attentive man starts connecting the dots. Every time he suggests something one-on-one, a coffee, a simple dinner, even a walk, there's a subtle dodge. Let's invite more people. It'll be more fun with a group. I'm not really into one-on-one right now. Here's a practical move. Suggest something low pressure, like let's grab coffee for 20 minutes this week, if she still avoids it. It's not about the plan, it's about the dynamic. Because when there's interest, one-on-one time isn't scary, it's wanted. And her actions, her choices, her behavior, all start pointing in the same direction. Being in a group creates a safe zone, where she keeps emotional distance without saying it out loud. And that confuses a lot of men, because she's not clearly rejecting him, she's just never truly getting closer. And that's where many keep investing, trying to build something that, deep down, she never intended to build. The most revealing part isn't even in what she does, it's in what she never shows. TOPIC 5, there's no curiosity about your life. At some point, he notices something that seems small at first, but isn't. She doesn't know much about him, not because he hides it, but because she never asked. There's no real curiosity about who he is, what he likes, what he thinks. The conversation moves, but never goes deeper. And without realizing it, he starts sharing less too, like a part of him already knows it won't really matter. A more self-aware man understands that curiosity is one of the clearest signs of interest. When a woman is into you, she wants to know about your past, your plans, even the small details of your day. Questions come naturally. What do you like doing? How did that thing go? But when that's missing, the dynamic becomes one-sided. It's the only one asking, the only one opening up, the only one trying to build something. A simple test says a lot. Stop sharing things voluntarily, and see if she fills that silence with genuine interest. And the subtle danger is this. Many men get used to it. They start thinking it's normal not to be fully seen, heard, understood, but real connection doesn't live on the surface. It grows through curiosity, through exchange, through wanting to know someone beyond the obvious. When that's missing, the connection stays shallow. And he keeps investing in someone who never showed a real desire to go deeper. And maybe that's why some of her actions start to feel even more confusing, even contradictory. Topic 6. She keeps you in the maybe zone. There's a place a lot of men get stuck in without realizing it. It's the maybe zone. She doesn't say yes, but she doesn't say no either. The answers are always vague. We'll see. Maybe another day. I'm not sure yet. And that creates a strange feeling because he's never fully rejected. But he's never truly chosen either. It's like standing at a door that never opens, but never fully closes. A more aware man sees that this ambiguity isn't random. She keeps him around, but at a safe distance. When he pulls back a little, she reappears with a light message, almost like a reminder that she's still there. When he gets too close, she steps back. Clear example, he tries to make a solid plan, date, time, place, and she responds with no real commitment. But days later, she pops up with a "Hey stranger" or reacts to a story, reigniting the connection without actually moving it forward. And the hardest part? This dynamic feeds hope. Because as long as there's no clear no, he keeps believing that maybe, with more effort, more patience, more strategy, something will change. But real interest doesn't live in constant uncertainty. It's clear, direct, consistent. When someone keeps you in maybe, it's often not because they're still deciding. It's because they already did. They just don't want to lose what you give them along the way. And that's where her behavior becomes even more revealing, especially when you watch when she chooses to show up. Topic 7. Physical distance tells the truth. Some things aren't said, but they're felt. And the body almost always reveals what words try to hide. He might hear polite responses, see small signs of attention. But when they're physically close, something feels off. There's a lack of proximity, a lack of touch, a lack of that natural comfort of someone who actually wants to be there. And it's not about rushing intimacy. It's about genuine presence, the kind that doesn't need to be forced. A more perceptive man notices the small signals. She keeps a certain physical distance, avoids casual contact, doesn't extend moments that could build connection. Simple example. Greetings are quick, distant, almost automatic. During a conversation, her body doesn't lean in, doesn't engage, doesn't open up. And that says more than any text message ever could, because when there's real interest, the body naturally moves closer, even in subtle ways. And here's the truth. Most people avoid. Body language rarely lies. There can be politeness, friendliness, even warmth. But desire, interest, and connection leave clear traces in physical behavior. When those traces aren't there, it's not because they're too hidden, it's because they're probably not there at all. But many men ignore this, focusing only on what they want to believe. And in doing that, they miss another pattern that becomes even more obvious. When she decides when and why to show up. Topic 8. She engages only when it's convenient. At first, it feels random. She disappears, then shows up again like nothing happened. A hey, a reaction to a story, a light message out of nowhere. And of course he responds because there's still that hope that this time things will flow. But over time, the pattern becomes predictable. She's not consistently present. She shows up when it's convenient for her. A more aware man starts noticing the timing. She appears when she's bored, when she needs attention, when something in her day didn't go right. But the moment he tries to go deeper, build something more solid, she disappears again. It's like flipping a switch on and off. Just enough to keep him there, but never enough to build anything real. Simple test. He pulls back, stops replying instantly, and watches whether she actually invests or just fades away. And the most dangerous part? The emotional effect this creates? Because unpredictability builds attachment. He never knows when she'll show up again. And that keeps his mind hooked in the cycle. But real interest doesn't work like that. It doesn't depend on convenience. It doesn't only show up when it's easy. And when someone only appears when they want something and disappears when you start wanting something too, that's not connection. It's emotional use in disguise. That's when a man starts feeling something hard to explain. A mix of confusion and intuition. Topic 9. You feel more confused than connected at some point. He can't even explain what's going on anymore. Just feels it. It's not clarity. It's not ease. It's confusion. One day she seems interested. The next she's completely distant. And that emotional roller coaster starts to wear him down because he never really knows where he stands. And here's an uncomfortable truth. When there's real connection, you feel peace, not constant doubt. A more self-aware man realizes the problem isn't just her behavior, it's how he feels inside the situation. He catches himself analyzing messages, rereading conversations, trying to decode things that should feel natural. A classic example, he spends minutes, sometimes hours, thinking about what to reply, afraid of saying the wrong thing. But when interest is mutual, communication doesn't feel like a mental game. It just happens. And the most revealing part is this. Confusion doesn't come out of nowhere. It's usually the result of inconsistent signals being mistaken for hope. But deep down, he already feels that something's off. That quiet intuition starts getting louder, but he tries to ignore it, rationalize it, explain it away. Because accepting the truth means changing a decision he's not ready to make. And that's exactly where he faces the most honest sign of all. The one that doesn't come from her, but from within himself. Topic 10. Deep down. You already know. Deep down, he already knows. No one told him directly. There wasn't one clear moment. It was a feeling that slowly grew over time. That inner voice he tried to ignore more than once. It keeps coming back. Because when all the signs add up, the mind can make excuses. But instinct recognizes the truth. And the truth is simple, even if it's hard to accept. When someone really wants you, you don't have to keep convincing yourself of it. A more conscious man understands that the biggest conflict isn't with her, it's within himself. It's the battle between what he feels and what he wishes were true. He holds on to the few good moments, the small bits of attention, and uses them as reasons to keep going. Clear example. He thinks, maybe she's just going through something, or maybe I just need to try differently. But in reality, he's spending more energy interpreting signals than actually living something real. And here's the turning point most men avoid: admitting that he already knows. Changes everything, because now it's not about figuring out how she feels, it's about deciding what he's going to do with what he already understands. Keep chasing, waiting, draining himself, or finally step back and choose himself. And that's where something shifts, not in her, but in him. Because when that realization hits, the decision that follows can completely change the direction of his life. Conclusion. Now the question isn't about her anymore. It's about you. How many times have you ignored clear signs just because you wanted things to be different? How many times have you put yourself second, hoping to be chosen? There comes a point where continuing to chase isn't about feelings anymore. It's about habit. And habits can keep you stuck in situations you already know don't make sense. A man who grows learns to recognize when it's time to walk away. Not out of weakness, but out of self-respect. Because leaving a situation where you're not valued isn't losing. It's repositioning yourself. It's creating space for something real, something light, something where you don't have to prove yourself all the time. So let me ask you, are you going to keep chasing confusion or finally choose clarity? If this video helped you see something you've been avoiding, then it already did its job. Now do this. Subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications, because here you'll keep learning about behavior, attraction, and psychology in a way most people never explain. And drop a comment. Which of these signs have you ignored the most?